What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we have to take a closer look at this Kevin Stefanski, Shedeur Sanders situation where he's going to stick with Dillon Gabriel regardless. Doesn't look like Shedeur is going to get an opportunity for the foreseeable future based off the way he's talking in interviews. So much so, it's starting to make me become a little skeptical about every time the opportunity for Shedeur is there to play or time to make a QB decision, he mysteriously pops up with an injury. I don't want to be that guy, but I do start to think about that. Now, let's listen to what he said most recently. We're about to make a few connections here.
Yeah, Kevin, when you talk about uh, what you can do, and yesterday you mentioned that you're going to stick with Dylan going forward. When you talk about looking at every single thing, um, I mean, is play calling? I mean, like, is that something that you'll look at? Will you think about uh, letting Tommy have a shot at it, or what are some of the things that you actually can do to change things over this bye?
Yeah, I think I need to spend time on all those things, Mary Kay. And I think it's by position, we have to be better and we have to put our players in better spots, if you will. And that includes every position. So we'll look at all of it this week and make a decision coming out of the bye. Yeah, he obviously came in Saturday with his back injury. We were hopeful that he'd be able to move around well enough to suit up on Saturday, or excuse me, on Sunday, but put him through a pregame warm up, and obviously just didn't feel like he was ready to play, Mary Kay. But he's getting better every day, and I'm hopeful that he'll continue to improve.
And if I can ask a super quick follow-up on that, why wouldn't you, just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play?
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
Now, Kevin Stefanski said he was going to look at everything, literally everything that could help the team move forward. But he did stop short of switching a quarterback, saying that, look, he's fine with Dillon Gabriel, and that's where he's going to go. Asked about it again today, said that's not his focus. And so I look across Dalvin the Truth's page, come across that, and it says Kevin Stefanski has the same agent as Dan Lanning. That's one of Dillon Gabriel's college coaches from Oregon. Brent Venables, another college coach, and Gus Malzahn, I believe at UCF is where he coached Dillon Gabriel. And these people are all represented by CAA. And I thought that was interesting because we may have a conflict of interest here on why Shedeur never got any first team reps. See, there's some inexcusable things here. If he's saying that he's just seeing more for Dillon or from Dillon in practice, and that's why he's still starting them, that would even be one thing. Favoritism, but one thing. This right here, him being represented by the same agency that has represented all his college coaches in the past, they obviously all know each other. He has a vested interest in sticking with Dillon Gabriel. And I don't think that's right, man. Even one of the starting guards for the Cleveland Browns said that they shouldn't switch quarterbacks right now. Let's take a listen at that.
We have confidence in Dylan to keep improving. He's had 4 games. He had some tough matchups, and we want the offense to continue to grow. Like it's not a one-person issue at times, So we want to give our quarterbacks a chance, and I think this bye week, give him a chance to reset, is going to be good for his growth, like I kind of mentioned. And for a young guy in this league, like 4 games is so minuscule on a big platform. So we have to give him a chance to adjust and to see what he likes. Like, I think going back, rewatching these games and being like, what plays were we successful with on offense? Like, what does he like? How does he like to move in the pocket? Where does he like to set up? All those things are still questions that we have to answer. And then as an offense, we want to perform better to give him a chance to truly be evaluated.
So this is my spiel on it. Kevin Stefanski has made it clear he's going to go down with Dillon Gabriel. The CAA connection is what it is. A little bit too much to ignore for my liking, especially with him never getting any first team reps despite dominating, the second and the third team. Dominating, showing the performance he showed in the preseason when he got that first start. the fact that he still hasn't taken any first team reps at any point is telling. And, this isn't even just me being biased. This is making logical sense out of a team that went with a total youth movement at the quarterback. Every excuse you can have has been taken away. First you had Kenny Pickett, uh, you had Joe Flacco, Dillon Gabriel. Obviously, people saying Dillon was drafted ahead of him. When you had that many quarterbacks on the roster, people had more excuses. Kenny's gone. Flacco's traded. They bring in Zappy, and it's arguable if he's going to be above Shedeur on the depth chart now. So I have issues with the way they've handled this whole thing. It's like they don't even want to put him in position to be next in line to have an opportunity to show what he can do. You don't want to be with an organization like that. I think Shedeur did a great thing by not going to Baltimore or Philadelphia. I think, like, thank you for the opportunities, but in respect to those quarterbacks and for the hope of Shedeur's career, it was wise not to play. For the foreseeable future, it's going to be Jalen Hurts' team. For the foreseeable future, it's going to be Lamar Jackson's team. And I feel like he could have still went as high as Tennessee to me. That's how I see it. I'm not as high on Cam Ward, being that much better than Shedeur like so many other people. Um, but again, I just hope Shedeur stays ready, keeps his mind right like he always has. Um, they're going to have to give him the team at some point. It's going to get so bad that Kevin Stefanski may have to be fired. Obviously the team has young quarterbacks, and so they're giving him a little bit more grace. I just don't like what he's doing with the picks that he has, right? It should be time after that performance. It's just time to see what Shedeur can do. You can come back to Dillon if Shedeur just did horribly, but you're not even going to give him a chance, and I think people can see through that. You used to could hide behind, maybe he wasn't ready and stuff, but we saw what he did up there in Carolina, and that's the only vision we have in our minds because when he played that other preseason game, he was played with a bunch of guys that was waived. The whole line that was protecting him was waived. Basically. I think they kept one person off that line on the roster. So, Shedeur, man, people's rooting for you out here. Stay ready for your moment. I know you will. I know Coach Prime's keeping you ready. Um, you're going to have one of the best, I don't want to call it a comeback story, but one of the best, staying ready so you don't got to get ready stories in the history of the NFL. Let me know what you guys think about this new revelation here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.